Is this mic on? I think we're recording. Okay, so this might be a little bit of a short video. I don't know. So I have this thing, right? I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully you can. And this is the one I made earlier. So what I'm going to do is run a bunch of hot glue on the bottom and stick it to my little pedestal. By the way, I 3D printed this. And we can get into that later. Anyway, so I said you could build these trees with hot glue. So if you've noticed, this has very little substance to it. So the idea is add a little bit of bark. So I have my hot glue gun on high. You can have it on whatever setting you're comfortable with. I like working on high. Because what I can do is I can use the hot glue gun to shape the hot glue after I've applied it. Because the tip stays hot. Doesn't matter. You don't have to be pulling the trigger. And that's something to note. Like anytime you're using something like this, the tip will definitely stay hot. And it will burn the heck out of you, especially if it's on high. So, just something to consider. So this is what I do. And what I'll do is I'll squirt a little bit of the glue out, and then I'll use the tip of the gun to draw the hot glue out, and I try to coat the entire branch. So what this does is, like I said, it adds some substance to it, but it also, when the hot glue sets, doesn't dry. This isn't wet. It's when the hot glue sets, because that's what it does. It sets when it cools down. When the hot glue sets, it makes the branches a lot more rigid. So, and the more you do this, the better you'll get at it. And you do all kinds of stuff with hot glue, all kinds of sculpting. I'm by no means an expert in this, but I've done a few of these, so I kind of know what to look for. Let's see, I'm not applying any. Or maybe right there. But I'm not applying very much pressure to the trigger, just a little bit every once in a while. And sometimes adding some will help a little bit. The molten glue helps melt the layer underneath. But you just like squeeze a little bit, and then you can move it down. Hopefully you can see that. You just keep going. And don't mind the wisps, so you can take care of those in a minute. One way is to just go back over it. And the other way is you could use a heat gun and gently heat it. Or you can just rip them off. Rip off the wisps with your fingers. That'll work just fine. Anyway, that is how I do these. And this may make it into my diorama or some other project. We shall see. Anyway, see you later.